For every woman, the first time holds extraordinary significance. It is like a distinctive milestone in life, carrying countless emotions, expectations, and experiences, especially for those delicate women as they face this special moment. The magnificence within their hearts is beyond description. Right now, let's delve into the inner world of these women and listen to what they have to share. I believe that after reading, every woman might find resonance within. First place, 22-year-old Aya and her husband met through a blind date. The wonderful feeling of love at first sight made them fall in love rapidly and resolutely decide to enter the marriage hall hand in hand. Aya's first time was after marriage. She had always been a rather conservative girl with little communication and intimacy with boys before marriage, so when she realized she was about to have a marital relationship with her husband, an uncontrollable tension welled up in her heart. She vividly remembers that special wedding night. The room was decorated warmly and romantically, like a dreamy love harbor. When her husband gently approached her, she could feel her heart pounding vigorously, like a dance drumbeat. Her palms were also filled with nervous sweat, but looking into her husband's loving eyes, like the warm sunshine shining upon her heart, she struggled to calm herself down, constantly telling herself to be brave enough to face this moment. At that moment, she seemed to be standing at a crossroads in life. On one side was the fear of the unknown, and on the other was the anticipation and yearning for a new life. Second place, 20-year-old Zhao Kai. Zhao Kai fell in love with a boy while at school. Initially, the boy didn't like her, but she wasn't discouraged and pursued him desperately, using every means possible. Eventually, she succeeded in getting him to agree to be with her. She will never forget the first time she had a relationship with him. The excitement was indescribable because this boy was someone she liked very much, and it was she who finally caught up. Thus, her affection for him grew stronger. Driven by such emotions, her heart was brimming with excitement. They had a relationship on their first date. To be honest, Zhao Kai didn't expect things to progress so quickly at all. At first, she was a little embarrassed. After all, she had never had such intimate contact with a guy before, but as emotions intensified, this embarrassment was gradually replaced by an increasingly intense agitation. It was like on a beautiful summer afternoon. They sat on a park bench. Sunlight shone down on them through the gaps in the leaves, creating dappled light and shadow. He gently took her hand and looked into her eyes. At that moment, Zhao Kai seemed to be in a dream world. Everything around seemed less real. Only the emotion between the two of them pervaded the air. Third place, 21-year-old Ashia. Ashia's mother has always been very strict with her and often told her many life truths. When she was a freshman, she started a relationship. Ashia has a more extroverted personality and isn't overly conservative about having a relationship. However, when the first time truly arrived, she remembered what her mother had said: don't have a relationship with a man if you're not married. It's not good for yourself and will also affect the quality of future relationships. So, she hesitated in her heart, constantly thinking about whether it was the right thing to do. She remembers once going to the beach with her boyfriend. The sea breeze at night gently blew on their faces. They lay on the beach and looked at the starry sky. Her boyfriend gently hugged her. At that moment, her inner struggle and hesitation resurfaced, like the waves of the sea constantly beating against the shore of her heart. But looking at her boyfriend's gentle eyes, Eventually, she decided to follow her inner voice and bravely took that step. In the process, it was as if she had undergone an inner baptism amidst contradictions and struggles. They were seeking their own answers. Fourth place, 24-year-old Man is filled with longing for love in her heart. The first time represents the beauty and purity of love. She feels that having a relationship with the person she likes is a very romantic thing. Loving him and being willing to give herself to him is a complete trust. When she was in college, she had a relationship with the boy she liked. They had only known each other for a month, but she just liked him so much. It was a quiet night. They were in the woods on campus. The moonlight spilled on them like water. He whispered sweet nothings in her ear. Those sweet words caressed her heart like a gentle feather, making her heart melt. Man felt at that moment a happiness and satisfaction like never before. She knew this was what the love she had always longed for looked like. Let's talk about my own experience regarding the first time. It's not very painful. In fact, it truly varies from person to person. I couldn't bear the pain at that time. It felt like the pain was ripping me apart. At first, I helped him with my hands. Later, seeing him holding back all the time, I was very distressed. I knew he wanted to, but he was afraid that I would hurt and didn't dare to proceed. We met on software and agreed to meet on Tanabata. Due to being in different places, we rarely saw each other. Tanabata was a rare opportunity for an overnight stay. I struggled for a long time and then said to give it a try. So, I bought a condom and rubbed it for a long time. After his fingers got used to it for a while, he just entered a little bit and I cried in pain. I tried a few times but it didn't work, so I had to give up. Later, it was concluded that the lubrication was insufficient due to tension. With this attempt on Tanabata, I started to do my homework seriously, thinking about how to relieve the tension and pain. I probably hadn't seen each other for a long time and I cried for a while. My boyfriend comforted me all night. The next day, he came to my city to accompany me for 2 nights. Even though I'm older than him in many matters, he is more mature and thinks more. I said to him, try one last time. If it doesn't work, don't do it. He refused at first because I had just finished my period. He was afraid that I wouldn't feel well. I reassured him that it was okay and that he didn't have to worry about getting pregnant. In the end, he compromised and I bought lubricant, this time with the help of the lubricating fluid. The moment he fully entered, I felt lingering pain, but I gave him a pause. After a while, the pain disappeared and we truly began to enjoy. Actually, for most girls, the first time and the first few times of sex can be painful. Some think it's the pain of the hymen being broken through. In fact, the hymen is porous and doesn't need to be punctured. Secondly, the hymen is thin. Even if there is damage during sex, it would only cause a slight pain. The first severe pain for girls is mainly in the perineum. Muscle spasms lead to the tightening of the vaginal opening and psychological tension. At this time, it is advisable to extend the time of foreplay to relieve tension and moisten the vagina. And of course, don't forget that the right lubricant is also a good helper for beginners. In conclusion, every woman's first time is unique and unforgettable. It carries their emotions, dreams, and expectations. Whether the process is tense, agitated, or painful, all are valuable experiences in life. I hope every woman can, in this process, find her own happiness and fulfillment. Be brave, face her heart, and embrace her own love.